Good to join you all today, albeit virtually. My name is Dr. Sunny Patel, and my work sits at the intersection of big picture national systems designs for children, youth, and families, and on the ground work as a child and adolescent psychiatrist, a place where policy intentions often collide with the lived realities of young children, especially the ones with the highest support needs. Let me tell you about a child I saw this week. I'll call him Mateo. He's a 4-year-old in pre-K 4 with profound autism. He's brilliant, curious, deeply engaged in all things dinosaurs. To help him walk into the classroom or follow a simple routine, his parents, teachers, and clinicians prompt him step by step over and over again every single day to avoid a meltdown. The same instruction in the morning at home, again at school, again with his behavioral therapist. Everyone is doing heroic work, but the system they're propping up requires repetition and scaffolding at scale no human workforce can sustain. I can see versions of Mateo every week in my clinic. Families aren't asking for miracles. They're asking for ways their children can practice skills every day independently and not just in the fleeting moments or scheduled times when adults are able to do so. That insight led me to work with and supporting Wide Therapy and advising Renat through the Thrive Innovation Hub and Accelerator. Wide sits squarely at the intersection of the problem and solution we've never at this problem and the solution we've never had. Technology that can carry the prompting, the scaffolding, and the repetition, the essential unglamorous parts of early childhood intervention work that currently depends entirely on adult time. Why does it replace adults? It multiplies their impact. It gives children structured, tech-enabled opportunities to build skills between precious moments of direct support. It takes those bursts of brilliance like Mateo's and turns them into something repeatable, reinforced, and transferable across settings. For systems builders in the room, this is the opportunity, a scalable layer of capacity that complements your workforce rather than demanding more of it. This is the kind of innovation Thrive has been supporting. I'd urge you to stop by, meet Renat, and see what this shift can mean. Not someday in the future, but today for the Mateos in your systems of care right now. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Renat Sisselman. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Wide Therapy. And Wide is a platform built for many years working with young neurodiverse children, their families, and the dedicated professionals like all of you today. As a BCBA, I sat on the floor with toddlers learning to brush their teeth. I stood beside teams supporting children through meltdowns. And I listened to parents tell me how exhausted they are trying to keep progress. And from all of those moments, I came to see one fundamental truth. The model we're all relying on simply cannot keep up. Early childhood teams are stretched thin. Children with higher needs require intensive repetitions. Families are doing their best with inconsistent approaches, and despite everyone's heroic efforts, progress often feels slow, fragile, and dependent on adult bandwidth. Wide was born from a simple but radical question. What if every young child could practice their own goals in a way that feels natural and motivating without the need for an adult to be present? What if a child could see themselves brushing their teeth, transitioning to class, putting on a coat before it even happens in real life? That's the shift we're making. Wide gives little ones a way to practice essential skills again and again in a digital, self-driven, scalable way. And by shifting some of that load from adult-led to child-led, Wide eases the strain on tap, keeps care consistent, gives families real tools they can use, and provides the data teams need, all without adding more people to an already stretched workforce. And Mateo, what about him? What would happen if he had Wide? So if Mateo had Wide, he would see himself digitally successfully walking into his classroom. He would watch himself sit down with his peers calmly and proudly. He would rehearse that moment again and again until it felt comfortable and familiar. And when he would walk in the class in real life, he wouldn't need a crisis team or a 20-minute transition. He'd have already done it. He would carry that success with him and that skill, not just when he goes to class, but across his lifespan. And that is the heart of our work, because the most meaningful transformation that we see is that children feel proud. They can see themselves succeed, and they begin to believe they can. And when belief shows up, then everything changes. So before I close, I want to share a little bit my personal journey. I came to the US from Israel 4 months ago, actually landed here at the Thrive Center as my first landing ground. And my journey with the Thrive Center and Dr. Sunny Patel's partnership throughout it really helped me refine the essence of what Wide can truly offer. I was privileged to have his and the entire team's thoughtful lens as we shaped what Wide is at its core. The priceless learning opportunities every child needs in order to develop and to thrive as they grow up. So I would love to meet you all, hear about your program's challenges, and explore how Wide can meaningfully support your teams and the children you serve. So the mirror over there, that's the booth. Happy to see you there. So come and see how it works and feel what it can do. Thank you very much.
So you have one child, you can see this right here. They were starting with this.
Well, they're working on that. I'll put it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying it will ask me.
I haven't actually scheduled it for the NIMH. Nice.